What you are about to see and hear is for entertainment purposes only. The opinions expressed on the show are our opinions and do not reflect the views of BTW21 or its staff. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel and Chad.
For something real. People are looking for something real. Just be real. Welcome to the Be Real Podcast. Your host, Daniel Lewis, Brother Chad Hudson.
Hello.
And Miss Peckerhead. Yeah.
Oh, Peckerhead's always here.
Oh, Peckerhead.
No, that's me.
Oh, it's you?
That's what we named it?
Superman's Peckerhead.
Yeah, that is what his name is. His name is Peckerhead for real.
Right. So welcome to the Halloween special. Thank you, Boys Holland Veterinary Services. Thank you to Pet Transport for sponsoring us. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for always coming out and watching us. No matter what we got going on, it's always something crazy. And we thank you a whole lot.
Happy Halloween.
We got Scarecrow.
Yes.
Ish. Scarecrow-ish.
Yes.
We got old-ass Joker, something. And then the rest of the crew here. America.
Well, I'm a weird comic book from the 90s. It's an amalgamage of DC and Marvel. It's Captain America and Superman was called Super Soldier.
Nice.
Yeah,
Super Soldier.
they didn't make a costume. I was like, I can wing it.
Right.
They'll figure it out.
And
It's the fat out of shape beer drinking Super Soldier.
Smoking a blunt behind the building.
You know.
that's me, man.
But that voice sounds familiar. We've had you out here before.
Yeah.
All of you guys we've had that.
All of
Yeah.
y'all.
Always a pleasure.
Man, thank y'all for coming out. Local band, local artist. Y'all been in, I mean, we could sit here and talk about it forever about we could go through what you've been through, but they could go back and see what you've been through.
Yeah, it's like one of them Stan Lee edits. They just look back at the old issues. They'll figure us out. But
Right.
you know, it's JUND. We back Halloween special, having
That's
fun.
right.
Right.
BTW21 got us down here. Chad Hall, everybody representing. Love that guy too.
Yes,
Thank you
so
so much
shout out to
for sure.
BTW
for putting up with this crazy podcast that gets all the cool local people out and lets people know a little bit more about how awesome our hometown is.
Thank you. We're trying. man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thank you very much.
It's
for
a
that,
big deal,
Joe.
man.
Wow.
Right. So shout out to Chad Hall again. I mean, putting up with us. It's a little bit of a crazy thing, as you can see now. Definitely crazy. And then, of course, BTW21. I mean, it's a Christian station.
Yeah.
And so that's a little bit of we've changed the atmosphere, I think, since January 2022.
The atmosphere. Chad says we raised the insurance.
Oh, I'm sure of that. Hopefully, our kinfolk, the Christians, will forgive us. I too am a Christian.
Right, me too.
I probably don't, live exactly Christ-like because
Right. Well, who does?
probably hold myself to a harder standard than
We're
most
trying,
people.
brother. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing. We're trying.
It's all about trying.
So now you guys been out before. Can we get into it a little bit? It was a different band name.
Can you take
What
this seriously?
Yeah, dude, it's amazing.
That is an awesome mask.
It is
man.
great.
Dude, it
That,
really is
that's
good. pretty
homemade.
good.
That's homemade.
My mother made this mask.
That's cool,
that's so
man.
Right
Shout out
before
to
you
Chad.
killed her.
No, no. She would definitely. She would end up on the Victorian list of that. She would gain that. My mother was always supportive of us as kids, putting on costumes and going out. She would bring us to the richest neighborhoods, get the biggest candy bars,
And you'd be the best distraction of all time.
And I would, she'd tell stories about me wearing pantyhose, running through, house to house. Yeah, over bushes and bushes and never getting a run. you know,
That's because they threw you.
She'd tell stories. But we also did a haunted house for years and years. My mom stopped it now.
That's awesome.
People are getting older, going different directions. We've had a lot of deaths in the family, and so time passes on. But for a good 10, 15, probably 15 years, my mother donated her house to a haunted house where we would transition every room from her kitchen to the dining room, down the stairs to the basement, and it would take months to do, into a haunted house. And on Halloween and the days around it, she would have people come to her house and donate cans of food. That's all.
awesome.
That's all it would take to get into the house. There would be no money. And my mother spent tens of thousands. I mean, over the years, you couldn't even calculate it. You really couldn't calculate the time and the money that it took to do this.
I bet if you measured them cans, it'd have tripled that. That's usually how that works.
It's unbelievable. And she did it all. My cousin, who has passed of cancer, he was a big influence on what we did. But the whole family got involved in a room. One couple kids would be in this room and they'd be decorated like this, and then you go to the next room and it would be, some more cousins, or it was a whole family event. And
scrapbooks of these things.
And we do have scrapbooks. I would probably at halftime of our show, we'll put a few of those pictures out.
Dude, that's
there,
awesome.
Throughout the years.
That's one thing
see those.
I kind of dropped the ball on Halloween this year, because like usually Halloween is Halloween time, and I remember growing up you'd actually do it on Halloween day, whether you had school or not, and you'd actually go door to door.
Right.
Now you pass like 13 trunk or treats, and it's like in the middle of it's October 16th when they do it.
Saturday before.
Yeah, so
Saturday
like you go
before.
into the store trying to be like, I'll get some Halloween stuff. It's already Christmas. I was like, come as a Christmas tree, or just grab a mask I got and an old shirt and just figure something out. Normally I'm pretty good at Halloween because I enjoy it. I know it's not probably the most sacred holiday, but I think it's a cool thing to not take yourself seriously, and it's good for kids.
Yeah.
Well, what I
just feel,
appreciate, what I appreciate about your band here is that's one of the first shows I've seen of you guys. You were doing a show for canned food.
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
We love
Yes.
doing those
Yes.
types of shows.
Yeah.
It's great to support the community,
Right.
try to help out in any way that we can. And I mean, local music, we like making that happen.
Right.
It's something that was all very special for us growing up. I mean, there was a scene when we were, in our early 20s, my late teens. And as growing up, it kind of faded away. Lots of bands moved away. People quit. It is what it is. And now it's slowly coming back. There's other bands that
it
are
is. Oh,
not only
Martinsville's
just from
growing
here,
up, yeah.
but from other areas as well. I've always thought that Martinsville is kind of like this giant epicenter that nobody's discovered. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, we're right near Danville, Greensboro, Winston-Salem,
Right,
Roanoke.
right in the
We're
middle.
Right in the middle of it. And everybody from that circle can just conglomerate right
Yeah.
here. And it's so cool to have all these bands show up to shows from Roanoke, Astrobong,
Right.
and all these other shows that we just played recently with those bands that just come out and play.
We had
that
to be to
doesn't happen
Ashbond.
anymore.
Well, I personally will be behind you, supporting you, no matter what you do. And what it had to do with was one of the first shows, like I was talking about up there, canned food, and that brought me back
Yeah.
home.
Yeah,
What
that's-
are you laughing
I'm
about
sorry,
over there?
man.
You like that?
I'm trying to take you seriously, but you're
You want to play a
the mask
You wanna
is
play-
killing
Bullseye.
me, man.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
love it.
So,
Yeah.
so Chuck, introduce your band, the name, and then the
So it
people
was
that
The
are-
Wandering.
Yeah,
But
we
now there's three.
Are we going to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
Because some
We've
might
had The
question.
Wandering on here.
Some might question. Hey, I remember there was a fourth member of the band. Are you still together, or are you guys just separated, or do you want to talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it? If you don't
that's
want to
fine,
talk
that's
about
fine.
it, we don't have to talk about
Right.
it.
yeah, so
But they're just going to remember
Yeah.
seeing The Wandering, and you had a front man,
Twice.
and now there's no front man there.
Right.
we were The Wandering, and that name's actually been taken. So we knew we had to change it, and so we
really?
went with something that it's kind of got like a special meaning, and it's kind of it's called.
Now that's common. I don't mean to interrupt you, but it's common for bands to start out, come up with a name, stick by that name, get shirts, get stickers, and
Yep.
then realize down the road there's already somebody. The Grateful Dead is one of them.
Yep.
They had, oh man, off the top of my head, I wish I remember it, but they had a name that they were going with, but it was already trademarked. It was already a band.
Yeah.
So they went through the progression of finding a new name, and
Yeah,
so-
I feel like we've done
lot
so
of
many
bands do
different things,
Right.
done so much different stuff to even get here. So like we don't really care like about like what it's called or anything. We care to a point, but it's kind of like we do want to come up with something more personal because most people now they put like their name in like a randomizer, like Post Malone. That's how he got it. We know
Yeah.
other bands that's done the same thing, and we kind of want to just like try to be original and just come up with something that like we can stand behind. And I feel
Right.
like JUND is like a, it's a game Magic the Gathering. It's like a little it's a
I was going to
subtype
say
of that.
last time you was
Yeah,
here. you
and
had
it's basically like survival of the fittest, and it's just strong. It just we do kind of like
Primal, crazy,
we feel like
unpredictable.
what it represents with its spontaneity, passion, just force of will, just sheer just bombastic persistence. Just I will just run into rakes until the rake breaks. I'm not gonna give up. It's like Marshawn Lynch, kind of like beast mode. You just hit them over and over and over until they concede. And that's kind of what JUND represents. It just kills your stuff and beats you up.
And it is something personal to us too, because this is how we met. We met playing Magic, like at a card shop in Martinsville. Still love those guys over on Sarlin Avenue.
Right.
Just coming together and literally just saying, "Hey, he plays bass, he plays guitar, I play drums. What are we doing?"
Yeah.
And then we just come together. We go.
But
through
you're
a few
playing that
projects.
card game, and
Yeah.
that's another way I know you. My brother-in-law, Palmer.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
We
So
love
there was
Palmer.
a connection there.
Seen him
'cause he-
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, he played the Magic, and I'm lost at all that. I love the music. You got me on the cards, unless you want to do some poker and some money.
There you go. There you go.
I'm lost. But and I want to break it back. If you don't want to answer it, that's fine. But like I said, our viewers are going to have these questions.
Yeah. So
Myron.
so we just
Has he separated from y'all? 'Cause
we're
he's
still
doing some things.
friends. Yeah, I'm glad to answer a question. We're still friends. We're just trying something different. We're gonna do our last show possibly with the Wandering, possibly soon, maybe next year. But we're gonna do one more show with it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when we can. He's just doing different things, and we're on to something different. We tried it for a while. We tried it for like 3 years. We've done projects
bands
for
do
that.
that, right?
Yeah.
Mikey, you're with Heretic Fork Drive a little bit, or venturing with it, right?
Yeah, he's their percussionist.
All right, that's great, and that's what happens in music.
Yep.
Play a little here, play a little there. You call each other this. And
Yeah, so we're all still great friends. It's just
Yeah,
we're
absolutely.
trying something different. We seen each other Saturday. We actually performed one song Saturday, so we're still just.
That's good, because I tell you, there
One
is-
song? What
I
are you
can't.
talking about,
I
one
can't-
song?
that one song. There,
You had to
there
be
is a
there. We can't
song-
talk about it.
There is a
Can't
song.
talk about Fight Club, dude.
Well,
That's
there's
the first
probably
one.
there's probably a couple of them, but man, you guys doing well with Myron at vocals, and I wish I could remember which ones they were. I'm just not good at names.
Yeah, they all
but you
they all
guys
sound
are-
like Creed,
You guys are talking a little bit. Right?
basically. we're
Slamming
the worst. We're the worst
Okay.
Creed cover band of all time.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
We
So
dabble
we're-
in some Tremonti here and there, but mostly it's just Creed covers. That's just what we do. Here at the JUND factory, we pull out the old Mistress Workshop and just hit the old Creed button.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just bang,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Creed,
saying?
little of that Creed.
Oh, yeah,
So-
he's not the macho man, but he was. That's why his voice is gone. If anybody wonders why Mikey's
So who's
Mikey's a
lead-
mute,
Who's
but,
Who's lead singing now, or is it just instrumental? Or
we're looking for a guy. It's got to fit the direction we're gonna go in, but we're not gonna take time off to do it. Like we'll jerk the curtain playing just instrumental. Most
That's
people
cool.
don't do that. They're not brave enough or whatever they want to do.
So
It
you're
just,
gonna
like-
come out on the show and do a little of that, little instrumental.
Yeah,
That's the plan.
Just rock.
I can.
Just rock a little.
I'm singing.
you know?
I'm singing one song for now, but it's like we just. Most people have always told us that our instrumentals never match any vocalists we've been with, so we're just kind of maybe we're musicians. There's nothing wrong with that.
I was thinking
None of
that-
us are pretty, so we might as well
I was
make
thinking
good
that
noise.
Superman over there might come out with like a little Phil Collins and start playing from the back of the drums
Oh, yeah.
or something.
He can sing. He can
Yeah.
sing. Yeah,
You know,
he definitely can.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
There you go. Right. I love it.
I don't know how Uncle Phil's
Chuck's
gonna
like-
feel about the 3,000th band for that song. You know, we focus on originals too, because I feel like that's one thing that sucks around here. Is like I've been pretty bummed out about it, because like no place gives you a chance unless you can just do like one original and 97 covers.
Yeah.
And it
Or
should-
you have to have
You
a
have to sneak
vocalist.
And it should be the opposite.
So I feel like in life, when you
should
tell
be
me
able to
something,
go play a cover somewhere, but then break out with
Yeah.
originals and give a life. Because then you get copyrighted. You can't promote yourself all that well if
Yeah.
you're doing all covers.
then you got to dress up like them.
And
I
you
mean,
got-
why do I? No one is 4'9" and can do Angus Young in person. So like, I'm not putting that dress on, Cheech. I'm just not doing it.
Right.
But that just it always feels like a gimmick. So in life, it's like everything tells you to get a job, and then as a musician, you finally decided that you're going to go against everything they tell you and like stake it out on your own and be an artist. And like it used to be okay, but now AI takes that job, not the factory
well, you
worker, and
talk
everybody
about-
just tells you to do covers.
Talk about job. You all have a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
I know Mikey came out from work. He come flying down the road. Cops were chasing him.
Yeah, he didn't even have a car. That's what was weird. He was literally flying. Whose broom did you steal?
just came back. You're a great local mechanic down the road here.
No one uses great in front of mechanic.
I just
That's
did.
not-
And you got a job too. So everybody's got a job, but then to make it, you got to put in that extra work. You
Yeah.
got to put in that extra
Right.
time that some people aren't willing to do. They're like, oh, I just got off work. I'm tired. I just want to sit in front of the TV and watch TV.
But they got a passion.
But you guys got a passion.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's something that we've
Overrides
all
that.
fought with. Like, just being able to show up, hey, we're not feeling great. Hey, we just got off work. Hey, we've had really mentally or physically exhausting days, or we've got extra stuff to do on the weekend, and we've got to practice.
Right.
We're trying to make ourselves better every single day, whether it's just listening to music that you want to try to emulate or have as an
Right.
influence, or sitting down and practicing and just
And that's
messing
something
around and
I
making
would
something out of
think-
nothing.
Right. That was something I would say that over the last, I guess y'all, this is about the third or fourth time y'all been here.
Yeah.
And
I think it
something
might be
I'm
fifth.
very, I think it's fourth.
Something like that.
I think Chuck's like
Chuck's
seven,
been here like 8, 9.
8, 9 times.
Well, y'all
whatever.
finally
Sleeps
let
in
me
the
out of the
back
back
of this
room.
Yeah,
No, he
out of the
sleeps
back
back
room.
there.
But I mean, you know, something when Chad Scarecrow here kind of got everything started, it was we was trying to promote local, and it's always been local, and that's something I have been behind ever since that. And so y'all could be on here another 20 times. But I mean, it's just something.
We'll probably be 20 different bands by then.
Yeah.
Hey,
We'll figure out John was
whatever it is,
taken and have
whatever
it.
it is. Right.
Whatever
But, I mean,
it is, but we'll be behind you.
Yes.
And I think more people need to.
And
promote
see,
the
that's a
local
good
music.
point. That just eureka moment, because you're like, you know, you're always talking about local and how like everybody's small and we're all part of the biggest thing. That's
Yes.
what that's one reason like we focus so hard on, I guess, being the freaks, right? Because you come up with original music,
Really?
and it's heavy, and it's like, where are you going to play that? Nobody's going to pay you a dime for it. It's like the same thing they told Mark Calloway, who later became the greatest gimmick known in world entertainment industry, is
But
the
you're doing
Undertaker.
what you love, man.
Yeah.
You're doing what you love, and I mean,
we would
you
do it
only
if no
live
one
once.
wants.
You only live once,
Yep.
and we're doing what we love, and so why not share that with whoever's wanting to come up here and do what they love to do?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we're not inviting everybody up here. I can tell you that me and him, we've seen people, and they do what they love. It's like, hey, you want to come on the show? Because you're doing what you love.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that makes a major difference.
There's
Somebody just doing shit.
Right. There's been things that we don't even support behind, what they're doing.
Right.
But we support that they're doing something.
Yes.
Exactly.
Do you know?
Making a
and
damn
we've
Exactly.
had them
Make
on
a
the
difference.
show. And we don't need to agree with everybody in every situation
Right.
to support.
That's what
Hey,
I love
Dennis,
about
hold on.
America. That's American as it gets.
Right.
Yeah. This guy. Yeah.
Right.
I think it's also too. It's like I'm blessed to know you guys, Chad, and all the things that come together. Chad's passion created this place, and your passion created this, and then these guys' passion. I mean, I'm just so grateful and blessed
Me too, brother.
for having Mikey and Chris in a band. I mean,
thankful.
Yeah,
they put up with
everybody kinda
what I
puts us
do.
off. Like,
You know.
everybody just kind of passes over Martinsville and Henry County and local stuff, and I mean, we're doing it.
I
We're
agree.
highlighting the hidden gems.
Well, right now there's 6 people here. There's 6 people in this building. Chad Hall's one of them.
Yeah.
We've all put in our day's worth of work,
Yeah.
and we're doing the extra.
Yeah.
We're,
right.
you know, what we feel inside of us to
That's
do,
a great point.
You know,
That's a great point.
all of us got up, alarm clock went off this morning, went and did our 9 to 5 or 7 to 6 or whatever the case may be, and then we're here doing extra. You know,
Yeah.
we're here putting in the work, and that's what it takes, I think.
I love doing these things. You never know what we're going to give out of this thing. I like kind of winging it, not having a plan. And a lot of these things, I've just heard nothing but compliments from the people that'll give it the time.
Right.
They've been like, man, that's really good. And it's a better product. Like he says, it's a great point. Like it's underrated. People feel like if you're not from LA, you ain't somebody. If you're not from New York, you're somebody. They forget that all those people came from everywhere else.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? They all came from those mud little towns that everybody.
Wisconsin,
Yeah.
heading out to LA.
Talent ain't born in LA. Talent goes to LA.
Well, the older you get,
That's where they pay the big bucks. That's why they do it.
The older you get, the more it's like, I don't give a shit, man.
Yeah.
I want my, like we've just talked about, just really, literally just talked about before we got here, I got a footprint.
Yeah.
So
Amen.
my kids are going to see that. My grandkids are going to see that. I mean,
Amen.
it don't matter if I made it big. I mean,
This is big.
the way this
We're-
is big.
we're
Who
doing
the fuck
something.
Does this?
Who
oh,
cha-
sorry. Who does this?
So anything you put on the internet's there forever, whether
Right.
people know it or not.
It
So
doesn't.
I mean, you just put anything out there, it's still like entertainment and art.
Yeah.
And now with the way the world is, you can kind of take the reins back from like the higher powers that used to censor everything, and you can just do your own thing, and
Yeah.
personalities can get
Oh,
out
that's
there.
That's what I was
great.
telling him. I was
That's
like,
been
how many
great.
other people you know host a podcast?
That's been great.
How many other people you know have been on a podcast?
You know, like
It's
I've
harder to
said
do than
before,
they say.
I got 2 pictures and a handful of stories of my grandfather,
Right.
and that's it.
That's what we're
My
talking
kids are
about.
going to be my grandkids. When I'm gone, they're going to be able to look back and go, "Wow, look at that crazy."
They'll
son
be
of a
able to
bitch."
find your they'll be able to find your butthole online.
Scare the crew.
They're gonna be like, why is that there?
I don't know how much time we got. How much time we got,
We got
Mr. Hall?
plenty of time.
Oh,
8
8
minutes.
minutes. We got plenty of time.
We got 8 minutes of gibberish in my back pocket.
No, what do you guys got something coming up? You got?
Yeah, we got a lot of cool
coming
stuff.
up?
I'm glad
Working
you
on
said
an
that.
album?
Right. Thankful.
I do want to plug our new shows coming up. We got an album coming up. I'm gonna let Chris handle that. But
Oh,
I want
shit, you got
to,
an
I want
album.
to, I want to plug. We got a couple big shows. So like you said about the can thing, been talking to my super good friend David Dalton and the owners of Sports Lanes. They're gonna let us have our benefit there this year.
That's awesome.
We've already got
They've-
7
they've
bands
been out
booked
here.
there.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a huge lineup of local talent,
promote
and that's
that.
gonna be a canned food drive at Sports Lanes. Going to be right there at the barbecue, and we're going to try to start that earlier in the day, go later in the night, get more time in, get more people availability. Sell some barbecue, let people do some bowling,
great.
have some good local music. It's a huge variety of bands.
like
and
mid-December?
December 7th is when
December
it's going to
7th,
be.
okay.
We're going to have some promos out for it.
Yeah,
We also got
okay.
February
All for a good
22nd,
cause.
huge show in Roanoke. It's going to be the Coffee Pot Roadhouse. You got the guys. A lot of bands played there. Richie
Oh.
Valens and all kinds. It was like one of the places he played.
Really?
That's going to be February 22nd. I'm going to let Chris talk about the album, but we do got that huge
Superman.
benefit show coming up December 7th. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be at Sports Lane. So anybody that follows us on social media, we'll share it with you guys and everybody. But it's going to be, it's our biggest show every year.
Right.
And everybody, we've raised so much food for our local food pantries. We've been taking up a lot of donations for North Carolina at my shop. We filled our waiting room up like 4 or 5 times in a week.
That's great.
Every week since it's happened.
Am I saying it right? JUND?
Yeah.
Jund,
yeah.
JUND.
But I'll let Chris talk about the album.
Yeah, we've been working on this for a while in the background. We've been going down to Winston-Salem with our really good friend Dylan Barber. Shout out to him. We've been just coming and working on a couple of different songs. We've tried to mess around with it and make it our own tone and figure
All
out
right,
the
hold
right way
on.
to
Who's
make it happen.
Dylan Barber?
He's a guitar player in Midnight Massacre. He also graduated from Full Sail. He's running sound for like King, North Carolina.
Yep.
And he's a guitar player in that. He was in Push Button Apocalypse. He's an awesome human being
Nice.
and a
Yes,
hell of a
sir.
musician, hell of a producer.
Couldn't thank him enough.
And
Wow.
yeah, so
So
Dylan
he's
Barber
working- okay.
is the man. If you ever need somebody to run sound or do stuff for like wedding or anything, if you need
He's your
sound, period, portable, anywhere, that's the guy.
I always
That-
need sound in my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Go ahead,
he'll
buddy.
make a toilet, dude. You got the money,
Yeah.
he's there. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Right.
We're really close to finishing
Mike
our
can
album.
totally.
We're one song away. Once we get that done soon, we're going to be releasing our EP. It's going to be out for the masses. It's going to be on all the streaming platforms, of course. One of the things that I always like to do is I don't care if they sell or not. I like physical CDs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love physical.
They sound
music.
better.
I don't care about sound as much. I like having something physical to hold in my hand and show
Yeah,
people.
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
you can say here's
I
a
like
link
to buy
Spotify.
stuff that way.
Yeah.
I like to buy it
I think more people
in
like
my
to have the
hand.
music in their
Yeah.
hands. Look at the album. Look at the artwork.
Yeah, I
look at
understand
lyrics,
why
stuff
the
like
sound
that.
don't matter. You got me as a guitar player. It makes sense.
I'm
man.
before
Well, the
tape.
sound for me,
I
think
was a
digital
record.
is digital.
I like
Yeah.
the record.
I like records
Right.
too. I like
I
having
was
the
back
Me too,
then.
man.
Yeah, we definitely want to make
couple
records too, because like, why not? That's like been
Yeah.
coming back, and
And
everybody.
what way to get your sound out? With with the internet now, you could get your music out before you get an album out, and maybe who you could hand that physical
Yeah.
45 to, or that
Yeah.
that's how you got your music out. But nowadays, you could post that thing. You could.
And everybody will pass it by.
Yeah.
That's what I love. That's what I love about vinyl, because vinyl enters the brain through the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything enters through the eyes now.
Yeah.
They don't give it a chance.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like Tom Brady, dude. You're not gonna draft me. You don't know we're the GOAT until you play with us and go like, "Holy crap, my ears tell me that's delicious."
No.
Like
And
your
it
eyes
does.
are like, nauseous. Just your ears hear it, and you're like, "How is that possible?"
Anytime.
There's three morons there. There's no way they sound good, but it's like, oh, I'll be damned.
And you do. Anytime
it's
you
always
guys
great.
played, it
Right.
just sounds great.
Yes.
You got the right tone.
We're getting ready to
it
hear 'em.
and we're getting ready to hear it.
Yeah.
You guys got some music that you're going to come out.
Now's the
and
time to
play?
mute the podcast.
Oh no!
Never.
Oh no!
Never.
My mama's gonna crank it up. She's gonna have that
Yeah.
house up there. She's gonna be rocking, and I can't wait. You guys always play a good gig. I'm a little bit weary about you not having the lead vocals, but for some reason I think you're gonna make it up on the guitar.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe Mikey stretched that bass out a little.
We'll just
bit.
name the
I don't
guitar
know.
Michael Jackson and just go from there.
Hey,
Just let it dance. You know what I mean? Moonwalk,
But-
moonwalk that thing.
But you guys are
Right.
so tight, and I hope that if you're in search, I don't know if you are or not, but if you're in search of a vocalist, you do find them. But like I said, Chris on
whenever
Chris on
Jelly
the-
Roll gets bored, he'll come
Yeah.
back
Oh,
home.
he's losing weight, and he'll be back.
He'll be back home.
They'll
He
get rid
fits
of
right
him.
in this trailer park
Yeah,
like
he does,
nobody's
for sure.
business.
For sure.
They'll get rid
It's
of him.
Jelly Roll or bust for me. I'm just saying.
That's
I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are screwed. All right.
Post Malone might do
Post.
it. Posty,
Yeah, he
Posty
plays
might.
Magic.
You
It'll
know.
be fine.
yeah, you know, y'all, like you said again.
He's an Esper guy, but he might
Yeah,
do
he'll
some
come.
Jund
Yeah,
things.
he'll show up.
Well, like y'all said, I mean, this is Martinsville. Screw all them. I mean, damn Post Malone to be on Joe Rogan. We got JUND.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
Take
we
that,
got
take that,
Jund.
They're
Rogan.
here.
Yeah.
Take that.
Fuck Joe Rogan, man.
Take that, Spotify.
Yes. yes.
I got-
Screw you, Spotify.
I got pumpkin spice
You got
candles.
pumpkin spice. I can't even breathe in this thing, man. I can't even breathe.
If you get that thing too close to that mask, it's gotta be a.
There's this shit
You're gonna be a
flying
real
out here.
Batman villain called
I'm gonna
Two-Face.
walk out here flying.
How did we burn down the DTW trailer building? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But love y'all, man. Thank you again for coming out here.
Always.
Looking forward to
Oh, man.
listening
Love
to
y'all.
this,
Love
man.
Knock
Yes, yes. Looking forward.
Take that.
Thank you. This is our first Halloween
stuff over.
special.
Down.
We had a Halloween special last year, but nothing like this right here.
So,
And so I'm extremely thankful.
And
It's
ready to
weird
hear
putting
you
on a
play.
mask because normally I wear it all year long. So
I do. the
it's
same
like
thing.
3 masks. No wonder I'm hot.
I think I'm looking better
Gotta
now.
take off this meat suit. I'm basically an alien. Everybody's seen Men in Black.
Yeah, I love my
I'm one of them little ones that drive it. Eh.
all right. Love you guys. Let's hear you
Yes.
play.
Yes.
Bye.